The Maple Leafs dropped further behind in the standings to Boston after a loss to their potential first round opponent as the Domi line struggles in their own end once again. Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Leafs. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Maple Leafs writer Terry Koshan. Terry, the Leafs had a great opportunity to cut Boston's lead for home ice advantage in the first round, but fell 4-1 to the Bruins on Monday. Terry, in what could be a potential first round matchup, what were your biggest takeaways from the game?
Well, the Leafs saying afterwards that, learning the lesson again of not playing a full 60. And it was a weird game for the Leafs. I thought they started fine. They couldn't get anything past Jeremy Swayman, of course. And then, they hit a lull in the first period. Bruins scored twice in just under 3 minutes, and it goes from there. As we know, the Leafs power play 0 for 4. So, special teams in these tight playoff type games are huge, as we know, just like they are in the playoffs, and the Leafs didn't come through that way. So there's that. But just overall, there wasn't the same type of enthusiasm from the Leafs that they had against the Rangers 2 nights earlier in a game that, might have been one of their best of the year. So I don't know if discouraging is the word. It is just one game, but the fact of the matter is they're now 8 points back of the Bruins. They lose in Boston on Thursday. There's absolutely no way they're going to catch them. And right now they have 2 games in hand, but as we like to say about these things, 2 games in hand doesn't automatically mean 2 victories. So I just think that Leafs had to put it behind them. They get ready now for Buffalo Sabres coming in on Wednesday before the return match in Boston. But yeah, I just thought overall there was it just wasn't the type of effort that they had, like I said, 2 nights earlier.
Meanwhile, the line of Max Domi, Tyler Bertuzzi, and William Nylander had another tough night in their own end as they got outshot and outchanced. Terry, we know how creative and dynamic they can be in the offensive zone, but how much longer can they be together if Sheldon Keefe can't trust them on the other end of the ice?
Well, the issue for Sheldon Keefe is he has 3 lines that he likes and one that he doesn't. And if you split up one, i.e., the Domi line, then you're going to have to make a change somewhere else. This is an ongoing thing for Bertuzzi and Domi. They've never had reputations as being solid defensive hockey players in the National Hockey League, and that's what we're seeing now. We saw, I think it hit a low point for Keefe on Saturday night when he on the benching of William Nylander, because he looks at him and says, "Look, you're the leader on this line. You have to be the responsible one and kind of be the leader there." And the guy that he counts on for that, blew that zone and was terrible on that goal by Alexis Lafreniere. That nothing like that happened last night, but quite frankly, they weren't better. I don't know if they had a face-off, a defensive zone's face-off throughout the game, that line. So that tells you where Sheldon Keefe doesn't trust them. But they have to get it right. Now, what I'm curious to see is does Brad Treliving cast the net a little wider now between today and 3 o'clock on Friday, and try to add a center, because I think there is a worry that Max Domi can't be the guy there for a long playoff run. And I do like what Tavares is doing on that line with McMahon, and now with Calle Yarncroke. He's been great in the 2 games he's been back, but they got to figure that Domi line out because it can't go much longer. But at the same time, I don't know who you split up to make the other one right.
As always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below or send us an email at torontomapleleafs@postmedia.com. For Terry Koshan, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.